Hey movie fans, this is Jordan and it's Thursday, so you know what that means. We are talking movies and we have a really fun show for you. We're discussing Ready Player One and Tyler Perry's ACRIMONY. Rather than delay any longer, this is AMC's Thursday Ticket. So today I am joined by Kaleigh. Kaleigh, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
All right, so this is AMC's Thursday Ticket. If you guys are new, welcome. This is where we talk all things movies and all things Hollywood. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about some Hollywood news. So a couple days ago on our social, we announced that the cast of The Voyage of Dr. Dolittle, they had announced the cast and it's absolutely stacked. We have Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Dolittle himself. We have Selena Gomez playing Betsy, a giraffe. John Cena is playing Yoshi, a polar bear. And one of my favorite actresses, Octavia Spencer, is playing Dab Dab, a duck.
Yeah, this movie is going to blend that live action and that CGI, the CGI being the voice of these animals. And you mentioned some of those voices. And, of course, Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Dolittle. And it's a really diverse cast.
You're right.
Besides the people that you had mentioned, you have Craig Robinson, who voices Fleming, a mouse. Rami Malek plays Chi-Chi, a gorilla. Kumail Nanjiani, who I loved in last year's The Big Sick, plays Plimpton the ostrich. And there's a little bit of a Iron Man, Spider-Man reunion in this movie. So Robert Downey Jr. and then Tom Holland voices Jip, a dog. So there's a little bit, there's a little bit of a Marvel connection there. And speaking of Marvel, it was announced earlier in the week that production had begun on Captain Marvel, set for release in March 2019.
I know we have lots of excited Marvel fans who are pumped to hear that news.
And I am certainly one of them.
We know.
Brie Larson plays the lead character, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel herself, and this one's actually set in the 90s, so pre-Avengers, and as a result, there are some returning Marvel players joining this film.
Yeah, we have Lee Pace, who is coming back as his original character, Ronan. I'm excited to see if he will be a villain, or if he's going to come back, you know, and be a hero and save the day.
Yeah, Ronan, the villain of the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and his henchman in that movie, Karath, played by Djimon Hounsou, is returning for Captain Marvel. He's the character in Guardians of the Galaxy where Chris Pratt says, "Oh, I'm Peter Quill, but you may know me as Star-Lord." And he goes, "Who?" So he's returning in this movie. Also, the one that I'm most excited for, Phil Coulson, Agent Coulson, is returning for Captain Marvel. He was an important character in the earlier Marvel films, setting up the Avengers Initiative, and unfortunately died in the first Avengers movie, killed by Loki. Marvel brought him back, though, on television for Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but this is his return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, his return to the big screen. Also returning is Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, another really important character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and was in pretty much every Marvel film until of recently. Like, we haven't seen him since Captain America: Winter Soldier, so it's exciting to see him return as Nick Fury.
And Jordan, I love to give you some grief for this. You're not a Brie Larson fan at all, are you?
That is false. I absolutely adore Brie Larson. I think she is fantastic. I'm super, super excited to see her in this female-led Marvel film. And you saw the success that DC had with Wonder Woman last year and the incredible track record of Marvel Studios cranking out hit after hit, and Captain Marvel is certainly going to be one of them.
Well, I'm so sorry to say that you're going to have to wait an entire year, as that one doesn't release until March of 2019. However, there's an upside to this. We have some movies that are coming out tonight, so let's get started with our weekend movie guide.
So the first movie we're talking about is Ready Player One. Kaleigh and I have our Ready Player One shirts, our Parsifal shirts. We are excited for this movie. And it actually opened up last night. So if you went and saw it, let us know your non-spoiler reviews in the comments. And if you haven't seen it, check it out after the show. It's playing right now at
Yep.
AMC Theaters. It is the brand new film from Steven Spielberg, and it's getting rave reviews from critics and from fans. It's based on the 2011 book by Ernest Cline, and it's set in the future where everyone spends their days logged into this virtual reality, this virtual world called the Oasis, where you can be anything you want and you can do anything you want. And I read the book in high school, and I fell in love with it. It's such a fun read, so rich with detail, with pop culture references, nostalgia, callbacks, and it really played out like a video game. And I'm not a huge gamer, but it was really fun to read. And when they announced that they were making this into a movie and that Steven Spielberg was directing it, I was so excited, and this has been one of my most anticipated movies of the past couple of years. And Kaleigh, you haven't read the book, right?
I have not.
So what is the hook for you? Why are you excited to see Ready Player One?
So I haven't read the book, and I'm really not much of a gamer either. However, I really connected with Olivia Cooke's avatar, Artemis. She is one of the only females in this virtually male-dominated world. She's hanging out with the boys, she's kicking butt, and I really like just to see a strong female lead in something like this.
Yeah,
I really connected with her character.
Yeah, she's a great character in the book, and I can't wait to see what they do with her in the movie. And we actually sat down with the cast of Ready Player One, and we played this game that we occasionally play called Friday 5. It's 5 rapid-fire questions that relate to the movie.
Yeah, and so, Jordan, what do myself and you and the majority of the Ready Player One cast all have in common?
We are all awesome.
You're not wrong. However, there's one other thing that we have in common is that we're all 90s babies.
And this movie features so many of that 80s pop culture and nostalgia, but because we're 90s babies doesn't mean that we can't appreciate the 80s.
That's right.
I know, Kaleigh, that it is Thursday, but I thought that we could play Friday 5 questions relating to Ready Player One.
Yeah, so you guys play along with us out there. Drop your answers in the comments below, and let's start playing. I'm excited.
Okay, question 1. What is your favorite arcade video game?
Ooh, Pac-Man. I like Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man. That was always one of my favorites.
Okay.
You?
Mine is Tetris. It's a classic. I have it on my phone. Love Tetris.
Great. So the 80s is known for music, so this might be a tough question for you, but favorite 80s musical artist?
When I think of 80s music, I think of Huey Lewis and the News.
Okay.
They have such an 80s sound to them, and they actually did the song for Back to the Future, so I'm going to go with Huey Lewis and the News. How about you?
I'm a Madonna girl.
Oh, okay, so you prefer 80s Madonna over 90s Madonna.
I sure do, I sure do.
Okay, so favorite 80s movie?
Ooh, this is a tough one, but I think I'm going to have to go with The Breakfast Club.
Okay. Mine is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I am from Chicago, and it was so fun seeing Matthew Broderick spend his day off from school exploring the city.
Have you ever taken Jordan's day off?
I was thinking about doing it today, but then I realized, wait, we have the show. I can't do that.
Well, we all really appreciate you sticking around and not doing that. So this one was directed by Steven Spielberg. Do you have a favorite Steven Spielberg movie?
It is Jurassic Park, hands down.
You answered that very quickly.
Well, it's Steven Spielberg has so many great films,
Yeah.
but Jurassic Park is not only my favorite Steven Spielberg movie, it's one of my all-time favorite movies, so it's easy to answer that one.
So mine is Back to the Future.
Okay, so he produced that one, didn't direct it, but definitely still a Spielberg-influenced movie. So, guys, keep on commenting what your answers were to our Friday 5, and tune back tomorrow because we are going to show how the cast answered to those questions. But right now, let's hear what the cast had to say about why this movie needs to be seen on the big screen.
People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do.
There are certain movies that you don't want to see in your living room. You know, I think this is one of them. Whenever you have T-Rex and Kong in the same scene, it's more than a movie. It's really an experience.
It should be enjoyed on the biggest screen possible because it's just absolutely filled up to the max with stunning visuals as well.
Wade and I were pretty good looking, so on the big screen, you can see the details, okay?
Yes. You got to see this with an audience to really bring the. If you really want the full value, I got to tell you, we screened this at Austin at South by Southwest. That's the best audience experience I've had in my life.
And you actually feel like you're in the ride.
When I was watching it, and I just completely forgot about where I was in the world, and I was existing, in parallel with this story and in this universe.
So, Kaleigh, I am so excited for Ready Player One that I forgot the 5th question in our Friday 5.
Well, I'm ready for it. Let's hear it.
So, We had talked about Ready Player One has all of these pop culture references and callbacks. What is your favorite pop culture reference in Ready Player One?
Ooh, so I liked in the trailer how they kind of snuck in that Chucky doll. Kind of cute, kind of creepy. That was neat how they did that. What about you?
Mine is Iron Giant. Like, he's very prominent in the trailers and in the posters, so I'm excited to see what they do with that character, that callback in this movie.
Yeah, so you guys heard from the cast on why you need to see it on the big screen. And here at AMC, we have lots of ways for you guys to see it on a super big screen. So just to name a few, we have Dolby Cinema, we have IMAX, and we have Real D 3D. So we are going to switch gears now. So Jordan, our next movie is all about betrayal, jealousy, and revenge. What do you get when you combine all three of those?
It sounds like the movie Gone Girl.
Close. Tyler Perry played the attorney in that one, and this is actually his movie called Tyler Perry's ACRIMONY. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
You don't know what he did to me. You don't know. He was so charming, so slick. Forever. That's what he said. Do you know the last thing a woman wants to hear about her man is that he's cheating on her? Every time a black woman gets mad, she's a stereotype. Sick and tired of hearing it. You still messing around with her? I'm Diana, Robert's fiance.
Maybe he did mean what he said. Maybe the deceit isn't what you think.
Oh no, I don't think so.
I want to offer you prayer.
I would save my prayers for the wedding day.
So you guys just saw Taraji P. Henson, who plays Melinda. She's a faithful wife who is just absolutely sick of standing by her devious husband. And I'll tell you, after seeing her in this role and seeing her in Proud Mary, whew, I would not want to mess with her.
Yeah, she's really become, you know, an action star, a powerhouse action star. And you look at the poster, she is sitting in that chair, her legs are crossed. She looks mad.
She's got the face.
And on the poster it says, "Hell hath no fury." And that is an indication that she is a force to be reckoned with in this movie.
And I really like that this is not our typical Tyler Perry movie. We're used to seeing him in the comedy genre with all of his Medea films, but I really like that he's tapping into this psychological thriller genre.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, we love the Medea movies, and clearly audiences do as well. There are 10 of them, but it's cool to see Tyler Perry step into a different direction, this psychological thriller that really looks like it's going to be one of those edge-of-your-seat type of movies.
Yeah, and a fun fact about this movie, it was actually shot in 8 days. I can't get over that.
What?
Their goal was to do it in 10, but they crushed it and they did it in 8. And I saw an interview that Taraji P. Henson did where she talked about how she really enjoyed how concise it was because she was able to stay in character, keep all of her fury and bottled up anger in, and she really didn't have much time to get out of character with only shooting in 8 days.
Yeah, 8 days. Like, they made an entire movie in 8 days. Like, by the time that our next Thursday Ticket airs, they could have made another movie. My mind is completely blown.
That is wild. Okay, so we're going to switch on in and talk about some of our independent movies. So your AMC Independent Spotlight is going to start right now.
So the first movie in our AMC Independent Spotlight is God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness, which is the 3rd film in the series, and it's an inspiring story of faith, resilience, and healing. Let's take a look at the trailer for God's Not Dead.
St. James Church has become a beacon of violence and controversy. And it has no place on Hadley University campus.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
It's kind of weird. Somebody burns your church down, but you're okay.
How do we actually know that our values are any more valid than anyone else's?
I don't understand, Lord. Seems like you're the one much is being asked of this time. This was my father's church, and it's not for sale.
We cannot respond to hate with more hate.
You don't get to play innocent. You did this.
What you're doing, it's against the law.
It's okay to be broken, Dave. It means God's still shaping you.
The
whole world knows what the church is against, but it's getting harder and harder to know what it's for.
What am I doing wrong?
So this is the third one of the God's Not Dead series, and it's God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness, and it's coming out at the perfect time, Easter weekend. So you guys can grab your friends, grab your family, grab your youth group, and head to the theater and really connect with your faith.
Yeah, and it's actually one of 3 faith-based films now playing at AMC theaters. A few weeks ago, we talked about I Can Only Imagine, the true story behind the inspiration behind Mercy Me's song. We also, last week, talked about Paul, Apostle of Christ, and now we have God's Not Dead, A Light in Darkness, so there are plenty of options for that faith-based audience. So the next couple films that we're talking about are in a little bit more of a limited release. So if they're not at your theater this week, check back in the weeks to come because they are expanding. The first film is The Death of Stalin. It's a political satire film starring Steve Buscemi and Jason Isaacs. And the thing that surprised me is that it has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes,
That's very
which
impressive.
is kind of unheard of for a comedy. So expect plenty of laughs in The Death of Stalin.
Our next film that's opening limited but expanding is called Flower, and this one is about a girl named Erica who kind of has a mixed group of friends, and they are set on this path to get revenge on a teacher who assaulted her stepbrother. It's tied together with some dark comedy and just some genuine themes of friendship. This one reminds me a little bit of a movie that we talked about in our independent section a few weeks ago called Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's a group of high school students rallying together and doing something quite sinister. So that was our AMC Independent Spotlight. We're going to go right now into our special engagements that you can find this weekend at AMC Theaters. The musical event that has captured the hearts of the world is coming back to AMC Theaters this weekend for a special sing-along format. I'm, of course, talking about The Greatest Showman.
I am warming up my vocal cords as we speak. I'm personally pumped for this one.
Yeah, this movie opened back around Christmas time, and months later, audiences are still packing the theaters. That really shows how much they love this movie, and this weekend they can sing along to it. Kaleigh, I am going to check this one out this weekend. Do you know why?
Because you, like many others, are a huge musical fan.
You know, I like musicals, but I'm going to check it out because, Kaleigh, I am not scared to be seen.
Oh, here we go, everyone.
I make no apologies. Kaleigh, this is me.
Well, for everyone's sake out there, I hope that you are not in the same auditorium as Jordan this weekend during the sing-along.
Okay, so that was my rendition of This Is Me, but let's take a look at this short video about The Greatest Showman sing-along.
America's singing along with the most entertaining movie of the year. And this weekend, attend a special sing-along screening of The Greatest Showman. That's now the Golden Globe winner for Best Original Song. This is me. The Greatest Showman, rated PG, now playing.
Also going on this weekend, we have a very fun double feature. It's Peter Rabbit and Jumanji. These fan favorite films are showing back-to-back at select AMC theaters this weekend, so you can grab the family and enjoy this special 2 movies for the price of 1.
It doesn't get any better than that. That's great.
Yeah, so Peter Rabbit and Jumanji double feature this weekend at AMC theaters.
Speaking of Peter Rabbit, he is still hopping all over AMC theater screens, and prior to every showing of Peter Rabbit this weekend, we are going to have some special content that comes in the form of an adorable short called Flopsy Turvy. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that.
Have you heard the news?
Yeah, absolutely. What is it?
Hop back to theaters this Easter to see Peter Rabbit.
Let's not go crazy straight away.
That's not very normal.
And watch the brand new Peter Rabbit short, Flopsy Turvy. Only in theaters with Peter Rabbit this Easter.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Okay, that looks adorable, and Kaleigh, you've been killing it with those bunny puns.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you, though. Can you say Flopsy Turvy 3 times fast?
Flopsy-turvy, flopsy-turvy, flopsy-turvy.
Oh, wow, that was quite impressive.
I've been practicing. Okay, so that does it for us this week on the Thursday Ticket. If you guys need any more information or you need to get your tickets, head to amctheaters.com or our mobile app. And if you purchase your tickets on amctheaters.com or our mobile app between now and April 30th, you will be entered to win free movie tickets for a year.
Wow. Okay, so we have been talking about this for the past couple of weeks, and I still can't get over it. Free movies for a year, and all you have to do is buy tickets on amctheaters.com or the mobile app, and you're entered.
That's it. All you got to do. Buy a ticket.
That is incredible. So we talk movies on AMC's Thursday Ticket, but we also talk movies every day on our social media channels. So follow us at AMC Theaters on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. There are plenty of movies to see this weekend at AMC Theaters. Until next time, we'll see you at the movies.